everybody, welcome to JustUpright. My name is Doc Jing Ruder. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm your foreign educated physical therapist guide to US application. I hope you guys are doing great. So today, this is a very important video for both local and foreign educated physical therapists and physical therapist assistants. This is your complete guide to 2024 NPTE changes. I'm going to focus the discussion on the dates and deadlines for the NPTE, for PT and PTAs, NPTAs, and also I have some video straight from FSBPT webinar about the samples for scenario questions and question with video. Okay, also the tips on what you should focus on in order for you to pass the NPTE. Everything and more coming right up. All right, so let's have a good information first about the 2024 dates and deadlines for physical therapists and physical therapist assistants, okay? So we have these deadlines. You have to make sure that you know you have a target date for your examination so that you can pass all the documents on the deadline, registration and payment on the deadline. Wait for your eligibility letter from your from the state, okay, and when you should reserve your seat and when are you going to see your score online. Okay, so we're just going to focus on the test dates right now. Okay, so this is here for your reference and you can also Google it, NPTE 2024 schedule. Okay, so for 2024 for physical therapists, the test dates are January 23, 24, April 24, 25, July 24, 25, and October 29, 30. Okay, if you go down here, this is for PTAs. For physical therapy assistants, they have January 3 and 4, April 3 and 4, July 2 and 3, and October 8 and 9. Okay, so these are for next year. Now, this is additional information just for future reference. Okay, for 2025, okay, it's January 28, 29, April 29, 30, July 29, 30, October 28, 29. So those are the available spots for 2025 for physical therapists. And for physical therapy assistants, it's January 8 and 9, my birthday, April 1 and 2, July 8 and 9, and October 8 and 9. So those are the test dates, okay? Okay, so now we're going to see the old versus the new NPTE. Okay, so this is just a review of what it used to be and what it will be for the NPTE changes. Okay, so back in 2022, okay, for the PT, there are 250 questions. 200 are scored, 50 pre-test or unscored. There, it's made up of only text and graphic only, okay? So when they move to 2022-2023, okay, the same format as of the 2022, but they added some items with video. Okay, so this is what's happening right now, 2023. There are some video, and when I listened to the webinar of FSBPT, majority of the video is just average 9 seconds. Okay, so it's not a long video that you should watch, and don't worry about watching the entire video and wasting your time with it. Okay, so they take into account the video is within the test, so it will not take you forever to answer the question. Okay, so for the 2024 update, guys, so the good news is from 250 items, it is now down 10%, so minus 25 items. So from 250 questions, now it's only 225 questions. Okay, so 180 is scored for, this is the update, 120 is scored versus 200 scored, okay? 45 is unscored or 45 pre-test, okay? 185 are text, graphics, and video, okay? And 40 scenario-based, okay? So I'm going to show you the sample of scenario-based from the website itself, okay? So don't worry about it for now. So for PTA, the same thing, you know, in 2022, 200 questions, okay, 150 scored, 50 unscored, text and graphic only. 2022 to 2023, they added some video, okay. Now the update for PTA, 180 questions. So for PT, it's 225. For PTA, was 180 questions. 140 of them are scored. 40 is pre-test or unscored. 145 among the questions are text, graphics, video, and 35 scenario-based. Okay, so guys, when we say unscored or pre-test here, okay, it means it's like an experimental question. It is not scored. They're looking into this question and study this question based on their analysis for the changes for the upcoming NPTE for their test bank, okay? So, but it is not revealed during NPTE. So you would not know which question is scored and which question will not be scored. So all of the questions, you have to consider them as a scored question so that you will not take anything for granted, okay?
So an example of a sample scenario item. The scenarios that will be on the exam will likely follow this basic template where you have the setting, you have the sex, it won't say gender, it will say sex, the age, the presenting problem, so where you encounter the patient, medical history will be there, so any kind of medical history, past medical or surgical history. Other information is where you can find information regarding medications that the patient is on, or living environment or social support or functional status, medications and social or health habits. Physical therapy examination will be just that. So it will, this is where you'll find information about their pain level or maybe vital signs or their strength test results or their balance test results, and then the physical therapy plan of care. So this is just an example of one scenario that we see. And you see the item that goes to that scenario. Again, you should not be able to answer this item without using the information in the scenario. This is an example of a physical therapy cardiovascular examination, so tests and measures. And the question is, which of the following measures is the most appropriate target aerobic exercise intensity? So I'm just going to share the reasoning why the key is 4, which is modified Borg rating of perceived exertion of 8 to 10. The candidate has to know that this patient has Parkinson's disease. They have to know that patients who have Parkinson's disease might often have autonomic dysfunction, which can blunt cardiovascular response to exercise. And so they should decide between 3 and 4. And then patients who have Parkinson's disease benefit from high intensity aerobic training to promote neuroplasticity. And this is why 4 is the key. And this is just an example, but just giving you some rationale behind why 4 is the key. So again, this is another example that goes to the same scenario. This question is an example of the impact of pharmacology used to treat the nervous and neuromuscular system. And the question is, if the patient takes all of his prescribed medications at one point in the afternoon, physical therapy should be scheduled during which of the following periods of time? The key is 3, and the rationale is basically the patient has Parkinson's disease for which he takes carbidopa and levodopa. or levodopa. Motor performance is usually best for patients between 20 and 60 minutes following the use of this medication, and therapy may have the most benefit for patients during this window of time. So that's why that's the key. And then this is the last example I wanted to show you as an example for the scenario-based items. This is an example of equipment, devices, technologies. So this would fall under our 4,000 rubric. Which of the following assistive devices would be most appropriate for the patient to use when walking outside? Again, definitely can't answer that question without looking at the scenario. And the key is option 4. Again, patient has Parkinson's disease. You have to look at his timed up and go test time, which would suggest that he is at a high fall risk, that outdoor ambulation presents a greater challenge. And so the patient will likely need greater stability and a device that might limit dual tasking. And so a front-wheeled walker is likely the safest device that would promote mobility. And that's why that's the key. This is our website. You can type in demo exam here and you can start the exam. I hope that you all can see this. So this is an example of the security agreement. And this is the tutorial. We have a lot of questions, which is about, can my students replay the video? And the answer is yes, they can definitely replay. And this is going to show what they're going to see in the tutorial. We would suggest that they click the loop button to activate continuous looping for the video. It's suggested that you click the looping button before you play the video so that they just click that once and they don't have to worry about it continuing to play as they read the stem and the options. And they can alter the video speed to slow it down or to play. So I'm going to just start the test and show you number 12 is the video, and this is what it looks like. It says that this page requires scrolling, so you'll have to scroll, and then you can toggle the loop here, and then you can press play. This is how the video will be shown, and you have the stem up here and the options down here. And as I said, you can slow down the video if you'd like, however really slow you want to go. You can slow it down. You can also pause the video if you'd like. So I just wanted to show that to you in terms of video items that are on exams and will continue to be on exams.
Okay, so also in the webinar of FSB-PT, they discussed the PT test content outline. This is just to give you an idea what you should focus on the most when you are studying for NPTE, and if you really want to pass the NPTE, what are the most important subjects or systems that you have to really master. Okay, so this is the comparison of the 2018 to 2024 content outline. Okay, so as you can see, there is a body system here and there is non-system category. Okay, for the body system, there is cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, and neuromuscular. So as you can see, the total number of questions per system, okay, here, like in the old format, the cardiovascular 23 to 28 questions, neuromuscular is the heaviest, 51 to 60, and then the next heaviest is neuromuscular, 44 to 50. Okay, so these are the focus, they should be the focus of your studying the NPTE. Okay, so I'm not telling you to neglect other subjects, but you have to be strong in this system because they have so many questions with regards to this system. So here, the changes, as you can see, not much difference really for cardiovascular and pulmonary. Okay, 22 to 27. They say because of COVID and people with long-standing, condition, pulmonary condition, and it can also affect the heart, okay, for long-term COVID patient. That's why they didn't really have a major change for the cardiovascular and pulmonary system, okay. Musculoskeletal system, there is a slight decrease here from 51 to 60 questions to 44 to 54 questions. Neuromuscular nervous system from 44 to 50 questions to 39 to 48 questions. Okay, so again, these are the top 3 systems that are heaviest with regards to the questions for NPTE. Okay, so the minor ones are the integumentary system, okay, from 9 to 12 to 8 to 11, followed by metabolic and endocrine system from 5 to 7 to 4 to 6. Okay, gastrointestinal from 3 to 7 through 3 to 6. Okay, not much change there. Genitourinary system from 4 to 7 to 2 to 5. Lymphatic system 3 to 8 to 4 to 7. And system interactions 8 to 12 to 8 to 10. Okay. Next, going down for the non-system, okay, the same question for equipment, devices, and technologies 5 to 6. There is a decrease for therapeutic modalities from 6 to 8 to 4 to 6. Okay. Safety and protection from 5 to 6 to 5 to 7. The same number of questions for professional responsibilities 4 to 5. Okay. And lastly, research and evidence-based practice 3 to 5. The same thing. So the total number of questions, okay, right now in 2023, okay, and way back then were 200 questions. From 2024 January, starting 2024 January 2024, it's going to be 180 questions that are scored, okay, scored questions. Okay, so this is just an overview of the comparison between the old and the new PT content item. Okay, so during the webinar, they also discussed what are the topics for PT and for PTA examinations that were added and what are the topics that were removed. So this will help you as a physical therapist who's going to take the NPTE, so that you would know what not to focus on anymore and what are the new information that you should give attention to. Okay, so for they have this category, knowledge and skill requirements, or they call it KSR. Okay, and there is work activity, so they just have different categories. Okay, for knowledge and skill requirements, they added the impact of regenerative medicine on physical therapy prognosis and interventions related to musculoskeletal system. They added the impact of regenerative medicine on physical therapy prognosis and interventions related to neuromuscular and nervous system, and the provision and utilization of telehealth. Okay, so these are additional questions. Okay, work activities, taping for edema management, electrodiagnostic test results, gross motor development progression, and negative pressure wound therapy. Okay, so what are the items that were removed? Okay, so the items that were removed are phonoapheresis, because there is increasing evidence that it's not being utilized as much as it used to be. Okay, and then taping for lymphatic drainage, and again phonoapheresis. Okay, so these are the items that were removed, and again the previous one that I mentioned are the items that were added. Okay, so for PTA, the knowledge under knowledge skill requirements, okay, they remove the impact of pharmacology used to treat the gastrointestinal system on physical therapy management, the applications, indications, contraindications, and precautions of phonoapheresis. So these were removed. For one that was added is gross motor development progression. Okay, other topics under work activity that were removed are taping for neuromuscular re-education, taping for pain management, non-selective debridement, application of topical agents, iontophoresis, phonoapheresis, intermittent pneumatic compression, mechanical repositioning for vestibular dysfunction, and participation in professional organizations. Okay, so Again, these are the things, the items that if you are a PTA, you should not focus anymore on these items starting 2024 because they no longer will show in the NPTE, okay? For the summary of the changes and the duration of the examination, okay, so this is straight from FSBPT. So the coming changes for 2024, okay, so the time limits will be the same, okay, but the number of questions will be fewer, and some questions will refer to a patient scenario. There will be up to 40 scenario-based questions on the NPTE for physical therapists and up to 35 scenario-based questions on the NPTE for PTA. Okay, so the remaining questions will be standalone multiple choice questions, some of which will include a graphic or video. Okay, so this is just the summary for physical therapists. There will be 5 sections. Okay, the total questions are 225 up to 40 scenario-based questions. Okay, the testing time total is 5 hours. Okay, so the total appointment time is 5.5 hours, 30 minutes for the break. Okay, for physical therapist assistants, 4 sections for the test, 180 questions, 35 up to 35 scenario-based questions. Testing time is 4 hours and the total appointment time is 4.5 hours. There you have it, guys. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know what you think about this video. Put your comment down below. And also, if you have any other video suggestions or questions related to physical therapy practice here in the US, put your comment down below. Please also share this video. You can hit that share button. Copy the link. You can send it via email to your friends or colleagues. You can post it on your Facebook or Instagram, any social media platform, so that other fellow physical therapists will know what to do, what are the changes, how can they best prepare for the NPTE and pass the NPTE. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It will really help the channel and for me to reach as many foreign educated physical therapists to help them fulfill their American dreams. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, stay blessed.